Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am the East Coast Raver. I'm a video content creator documenting music festivals that I attend and sharing my reviews as well as my experiences. In this video, I will be reviewing Sunset Music Festival 2003. Sunset Music Festival takes place May 27th and 28th in Tampa, Florida at Raymond James Stadium. The production is put on by Disco Donnie Presents. This year marks the 11th year that Sunset Music Festival has taken place. When it comes to ticket for Sunset Music Festival, you can choose to either buy 2-day options or single-day tickets. You can also choose between general admission, GA Plus, and VIP options. 2-day general admission Tier 3 prices for Sunset Music Festival start at $160. 2-day GA Plus Tier 3 prices start at $210. VIP 2-day Tier 3 start at $270. Single general admission tickets cost $95. Single GA Plus tickets cost $125. Single VIP tickets cost $155. Security for this festival was actually pretty easy this year, I would say, for Sunset. This is my 5th year going, and typically there's usually like more pat downs. I didn't see a whole lot of people getting pulled out of line this year. I did see a large amount of canine dogs though. They were all behind like the little porta potties, like right when you first come in before you walk into the security line searches. I did see the amnesty boxes at the front before you go in as well. I didn't see active canine dogs on the first day when I was going in. I just saw the trucks that were hosting them. I did see them on the second day when I went in, chilling at the front, like kind of the middle where the GA and GA Plus would go in, not the VIP. Day 2, I didn't even see people getting pulled out of line either. I give them props this year. They did a good job at separating you from your bag to check your stuff, but they didn't physically pat anyone down. You just went through metal detectors this year, which I was like, okay, that makes the process a little bit easier. But like, also noted that like, even when they were checking my bags, sometimes they didn't, like day 1 they didn't really know what they were like looking for. They just kind of like fumbled my bag around. I don't even think one compartment was even opened. Day 2 they did a little bit more thorough research. I had my earplug canister in there in my lunchbox, and the guy was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, that's my earplugs." And he didn't even open it. He just went, "Okay," and like let me in. So what was the point of even asking? I don't know. I feel like they could still do a little better job at that. They wanted to actually like look for things. I don't think I stood in line for maybe more than 15 minutes each day to get into the festival. Food vendors. There were a ton of food vendors at this festival. I had so many options to choose from, and to be honest, I ate a pretty big lunch each day before I went into the festival, so I wasn't really hungry right away, but I did walk around and see what the options were just to kind of get my perusing around. I definitely stayed away from anything deep fried because I was drinking both days, so I didn't want to have that extra upset stomach because of fried foods. I want to say the first day we had a pork burrito. It was $20 and it came with a little thing of rice as well. It was actually really good. It had some cheese sauce on it. I split that with my partner, so that way it was more cost effective for us. It was $10 each, so it was a total of $20. I definitely did drink quite a bit day 1. I mostly stuck to the beers because they were cheaper. I did have one beatbox. The lines for the bars were pretty easy to get in and out of. I want to say I don't think I ever waited too long at a bar to get a drink, and the bartenders were really friendly. Like, probably some of the nicest bartenders I've met at festivals. I'm not saying that they're ever really mean, but you know, there's just that awkwardness sometimes where they like try to like turn the screen and like give themselves tips and stuff like that, like things that I've seen at festivals that they do, and none of them were doing that. They all were really vibing to wherever the music was that they were at each stage. The only thing I will say though I didn't like was, and I get it because they don't want us throwing caps, but you know, it defeats the whole purpose of like the beatbox if you take the cap. Thank God, like I put extras in my lunchbox whenever I go to festivals in case they do that. But yeah, like, so pro tip, do that just in case. They did have a lot of different vendors at Sunset Music Festival this year. I got to try free samples of the new Hard Mountain Dew. They gave you 2 samples per visit. Honestly, I kind of wish they were selling those there, because I would have drank one of the, like the whole black cherry one. Like that one was pretty good. The water stations were pretty easy to get in and out of. Honestly, same thing as like security. I didn't wait in line more than 10 minutes, if that, 5-10 minutes to get in and out and get my bladder filled, and I was right back on the dance floors. It was really nice. There was a lot of them, as well as the bars. I did notice that like the bars were more convenient to like each stage, and there was generally 2 on each side of each of the stages. I think the coolest one was probably the Horizon stage, like regular bar that was like on the backside of it. It was like next to the VIP area that they had for them, which was also really interesting. Didn't have as many photo op things that I noticed this year. They did have the giant inflatable flowers, which was pretty cool. It looks like they got newer ones for that. I don't remember seeing those last year. They had a couple, I think it was like the naturally, whatever it was, exhibit little thing that you could go in, and I think they were giving away free samples in there as well. I'm trying to think. Yeah, there were like, I didn't really see too much in that aspects this year. They had like a relaxation area that you could go in, and like they had like little fidget popper things and little gizmos and stuff, just like hang out and like decompress, I guess, if you needed to. I stopped by the drink place that had like the free refills all day, but like I didn't get a drink from there because I was just drinking beer and I didn't want to pay the price that they were charging for that. Honestly, I was just happy with like the merch that I did get at this festival, because last year I got a hat and this year I got the updated hat, and it fits so much better than the hat that they made last year. Like, I don't know who designed the hat last year, but it was garbage. I didn't really want to get a new banner because the one that they had wasn't really much of an update. I think they just changed the color a little bit. And then I didn't feel like getting a jersey or a shirt. I was okay with the hat purchase, to be honest. I kind of wanted some pins, but like, I'm afraid of losing pins at festivals. Like, more props to all you that actually put them on things, but like, I just don't want them falling off, and then it's like I lost money. The Horizon stage got a huge upgrade this year. It is now a boiler room setup. You could literally walk 360 around the DJ, kind of. So like, this is what I was talking about with the VIP. So when you get all the way to the very backside and it starts coming around, the VIP area is off to that side. So they get like that little middle section right there, so that takes up that area. Everything else is just all open for like the GA. I thought it was a very awesome design. I cannot believe they pulled that off. Initially when I saw it, I thought they had turned the stage facing the street when I was walking up, and then when I saw it I was like, oh, this is better. This is way better. I love the little flat screens on the side of it. It popped off. The shade structures in front of it was great. Honestly, every DJ that I saw there was great. West End, Hannah Wants, Hugel, fire. Like, I loved those sets. AC Slater, oh my god, I had so much fun closing out day one of that was really enjoyable. The Eclipse stage. This stage is the bass stage. Honestly, when I saw it, I was like, when I walked up, I was like, there's no arches. I was like, what? And then like when I like actually got to look at the panels, I was just like, this is going to be interesting. It felt like a completely different stage and like comparable main stage. I spent a good amount of time there that whole weekend, but like I want to say I spent the least amount of time at the Sunset stage this year. I popped over there briefly for certain sets that I wasn't gonna miss, but they didn't really update it too much. The Sunset stage, to be honest, they gave it the little flowers around the outside, and I think they updated the screens. I really wasn't that over impressed with like what they did with it. It's still a great stage no matter what. It's got great visuals. I love the sound quality there. It really wasn't that packed, even for like a 99% sold out event. Like no stage felt like it was like too crowded. So I think that was probably like the best thing about the way they designed the stages this year, because each stage got its own like shade structure, which was very nice and very needed, because Florida festivals suck. The fucking heat, man. Like, no. So my experience with the crowds this year, I had no issues with people. Personally, I did see some things that were just kind of off-putting. More or less just like the way people were acting towards each other have some sciatic problems. So like I bring the little pull-out stool thing, and I was sitting down at one of the stages, and this girl, I'm like vibing out to like Hannah Once, and this girl just like pulls her friend out of the crowd to have this bitch fit where she basically was talking about this girl that they were hanging out with wanting to underage drink or something like that, is what I got the gist of. But like completely just like having this moment in front of me where they're just talking shit about this person, and then she looks me dead in my face and goes, "Oh, maybe we should move out of his way." And I'm like, I'm sorry you're having to deal with whatever you're dealing with, but not the appropriate places to be having those conversations. I don't know. It was just very awkward. And then this was at the Horizon stage, and then when I was coming back from the Eclipse stage back over to the Horizon stage again, I saw a guy assault a girl like right in front of me, and I was just not okay with it. I didn't technically intervene because he stormed off, but I made sure she was okay. She was shaken and upset, but she went to go be with her other friends, I guess, that she was with. It was just, I don't know what y'all were doing that weekend, but Jesus Christ, y'all need to tone it back. We are not here to have this much drama at Sunset. Like I said before about the bartenders, I never really had any problems with any of the employees. Everyone was really nice, per usual. I did hear that some people had their phones stolen over at the base stage. So if you were one of those people, comment down below and talk about your experiences with that. Just a lot of people losing stuff too. Don't take things to festivals that you aren't prepared to lose is always a good motto. So I do want to positive mention just the stage updates. I do think that they were justifiably needed to even enhance the experience of what Sunset Music Festival has to offer. As a more smaller scale festival, like, it is nice to see that they're actually putting back into this festival and making it better. I definitely look forward to hopefully seeing these stages again next year. Maybe next year we'll get an updated main stage. Who knows? I also do want to positive mention the shade structures. I think that is a wonderful thing that they brought there, as well as the misters, duly needed at the base stage, because it did have a little bit more open space, but they could have toned it back a little bit. I felt like at one point I was getting like rained on by the misters. The first improvement I think that they should make for Sunset Music Festival is definitely going to have to add more restrooms at the Horizon stage. It did not feel like there was enough per like how many people were over in that area, and I felt like I waited the longest time to go to the restroom at that stage. I think I waited the least amount of time over at the main stage and the base stage, surprisingly. Even though they were both fairly busy the whole weekend, the base stage had more porta potties. I did GA for this festival, so I only can account for those experiences, but I kind of wish I would have gotten upgraded to GA Plus at least, so that way I could use the nicer restrooms that were a little bit more closer to each of the stages. I've never done VIP. I don't know what amenities that comes with. The only other thing I can think of that they could improve on at this festival is probably making the cool down get down tent like bigger. To be honest, the fact that it is that small, like, just, it's kind of sad because like you have the space to do it. Like, just make it like double that size or something, just so that way it's bigger for people to actually enjoy the space and actually be cool. Because we went in there, it wasn't cool with all those people and the body heat, like, and the door opening constantly. It was not cool. Like, maybe when like there's barely anyone in there or something like that, but like, no. This festival honestly meets a lot of the qualities I find in a festival to be a good festival. If you had different experiences at Sunset Music Festival, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. I would absolutely return to Sunset Music Festival. Honestly, with the improvements that they've made into this year, it definitely excites me to know that next Memorial Day weekend, I will be back again partying with all my friends at this local festival in my own backyard. Just absolutely love Sunset. I don't have to put too much effort into it. It was really nice to be able to come home each night and sleep in my bed, take a shower in my house, and eat. I didn't have to spend much money on travel. You get a really decent lineup of artists from all different genres of electronic dance music. It should be on your bucket list to at least experience once. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you turn on the bell notification to be notified when new videos go live on my channel.